Okay, so good day everyone. For our today's video lesson, we will be discussing Gen Piaget stages of cognitive development. We're done with the discussion of Sigmund Freud's psychosexual psychoanalytic theory, wherein we discussed the five stages of psychosexual development. This Sigmund Freud, the oral stage, the anal stage, the phallic stage, the latency stage, and the genital stage, along with their different erogenous zone. We also discussed the three components of personality according to Sigmund Freud, which is the id, ego, and superego. And then we also discussed the levels of unconscious mind of the uh, Sigmund Freud. Okay, so let's start our discussion by presenting to you the learning outcomes of today's discussion. Of course, we will describe Piaget's stages of cognitive development, and then afterwards, we will match the learning activities to the learner's cognitive stages. Okay? Si John Piaget class, ang kanyang theory is cognitive theory of development, and it focuses on how individuals construct knowledge. And this theory is truly a classic in the field of educational psychology. Kasi katulad ni Freud, this theory, it fueled other researches and theories of development and learning. Again, si Freud, psychosexual development, psychoanalytic theory, okay? Si Piaget, ang focus natin in our today's discussion is more on the cognitive development. All right? So today, let's understand the cognitive development of children and adolescents, and let's identify ways of applying this understanding in the teaching and learning process. Okay, so for 60 years, I believe Jean Piaget conducted research on cognitive development, and his research method involved like observing a small number of individuals as they responded to cognitive tasks that he designed, okay? And these tasks were later known as Piagetian tasks. So basically, si Jean Piaget, he was interested in how knowledge develop in human organism, and out of his research, si Piaget, he came up with the stages of cognitive development. But before we move on to the discussion of the stages of cognitive development, let's have first a discussion of the basic cognitive concept. Okay? The first one is schema. All right? This schema, I'm sorry na move ko na yung screen. When we say schema, it refers to the cognitive structures by which individuals intellectually adapt to and organize their environment. Like kapag schema, it is an individual's way to understand or create meaning about a thing or experience. So as per schema, according to Jean Piaget, our mind has a filing cabinet, and each drawer, okay, has folders, and that folders contains files of things we had an experience with. For instance, kapag nakakita ang isang bata ng dog for the first time, he creates his own schema of what a dog is. Like it has a four legs, a tail, it barks, it's furry, and then the child puts this description of a dog on a file in his mind. Okay? And when he sees another similar dog, ipupul ng bata out of the file yung schema niya ng dog in his mind and looks at the animal, and then the bata will say four legs, may tail, it barks, mabalahibo, that is a dog. Okay, so that is a schema. The next one is assimilation. When we say assimilation, this is the process of fitting a new experience into an existing or previously created cognitive structure or schema. Like for instance, if the child sees another dog, this time a little or smaller dog, he would make sense of what he is seeing by adding this new information. Okay? Like, yes, it is a dog, but it is a different looking dog. I-add niya yon sa kanyang schema of a dog. So, this is the time na pumapasok na yung mga categorization, okay, ng isang concept. Like, yes, this is a dog, but this dog is an Askal. This is a dog, but this dog is a Pug. This is a dog, but this dog is a German Shepherd, something like that. And that is assimilation. All right? Next natin class is accommodation. Accommodation is the process of creating a new schema. Like for instance, if the child now sees another animal that looks like a little bit like a dog, but is somehow different. For example, nakakita ang bata ng goat, he might try to fit it into his schema of a dog and say, what a funny looking dog it is. It barks funny too, di ba? Nakita niya kasi yung itsura ng goat. May four legs, may tails, mabalahibo, something like that. Pero, iba ang bark, di ba? Tapos, for instance, may more knowledgeable other or may adult na explain sa kanya na, oh, baby, that is not a dog. That is not a funny looking dog. That is a goat. So with further description, the child will now create a new schema and that is the schema of a goat. Okay? At ang tawag natin doon, okay, is accommodation. Kasi yung schema ng dog, i-add ulit ng bata sa kanyang file in his filing cabinet and ang tawag natin doon sa process na yun is accommodation. Alright? Next one natin is equilibration. Si Piaget kasi, he believed that people have the natural need to understand how the world works and to find order, structure, and predictability in their lives. So, according to Jean Piaget, equilibration is achieving the proper balance between assimilation and accommodation. As we can see, no class, just here in the basic cognitive concepts, yung cognitive development involves a continuous effort to adapt to the environment in terms of assimilation and accommodation. Alright? Okay. Now let's move on to the discussion of the stages of cognitive development. Okay, so the first one is the sensory motor stage. This is the first stage that corresponds to birth up to the infancy, and this is the stage when a child who is initially reflexive in grasping, in sucking, and in reaching, they become now more organized in his movement and activity. Okay? Kasi from the term itself, di ba, sensory motor, it focuses on the prominence of the five senses. Okay? And as well as with the muscle movement, yung mga motor skills, yung fine and gross motor skills, kung saan yung mga infant, they come to learn about himself and the world. Okay, they come to learn about himself or himself, herself, and the world. Okay, so in working with children with the sensory motor stage, like for instance, napunta tayo sa mga play school and then may mga naging estudyante tayo na 1 year old and a half, something like that. So in working with them, okay, since nasa sensory motor stage sila, we should aim to provide a rich and stimulating environment with appropriate objects to play. Alright? So, under the sensory motor stage class is what do we call object permanence. Pag sinabi nating object permanence, this is the ability of the child to know that an object still exists even when out of sight. Okay, an example of object permanence is hiding a toy under a blanket and then yung infant, no, ang alam niya is yung toy is still present under the blanket by finding it. Okay, aside from that, di ba minsan yung mga 1 year old to 1.5 years old nating mga pamangkin, minsan niloloko natin, minsan pili ka yung dalawang kamay, like for instance, may chocolate or kisses dito, tapos nilagay natin siya sa right, tas do, pinagbali-baligtad natin, something like that, okay? Merong thinking yung 1.5 year old nating pamangkin na kung saan niya huling nakita yung isang object, ay doon niya pa rin yun makikita, kaya doon niya hahanapin sa right hand, and that is what we call object permanence. All right? So that is stage 1, sensory motor stage, which is from birth to infancy. The next one, class, is the pre-operational stage. Okay? And it covers from about 2 to 7 years old. And roughly, nagko-correspond siya sa preschool years. Okay? So intelligence at this stage, in the pre-operational stage, is intuitive in nature. When we say intuitive in nature, it means having the ability to know or understand things without any proof or evidence. So at this stage, during pre-operational stage, the child can now make mental representation and they can now able to pretend play. Okay? Like the child in here, 2 to 7 years old, is now even closer to the use of symbols. Okay? So this stage, which is yung pre-operational stage, is highlighted by the following. Okay? The first one concept is the symbolic function. Pag sinabi natin symbolic function, this is the ability to represent objects and events. For example, a symbol, di ba? Pag sinabi nating symbol, it is a thing that represents something else. Like for instance, yung mga siguro mga 2 to 5 years old nating mga pamangkin, di ba? Minsan nagda-drawing sila, o kaya written word, or spoken word. Okay, it becomes to be understood as representing, for instance, a real object. Like, for instance, nag-drawing sila ng isang curve, no? They represent it as a real object like a real MRT train. Okay? For instance, yung mga 2-year-old child na yan, they may pretend that they are drinking from a glass that is really empty. Pero minsan nagto-toast pa sila like kahit na empty yung glass, nagto-toast sila as if mayroong totoong water or liquid inside their glasses. Okay? Sige, what else? During naman sa mga 4 years of age, di ba? After pretending to drink from an empty glass, for example, may mga bagay na halimbawa yung hawak nilang glass, nagtuturn yan into a rocket ship, yung mga walis tambo, nagtuturn yan into guitar, yung mga shoes, nagtuturn yan into, what do you call this, telephone, something like that, yung nakikita niyo ito sa mga pamangkin ninyong naglalaro ng lutu-lutuan, no, nagiging meat, yung mga bulaklak, yung mga halaman, and then after that, nagiging pera din minsan yung mga dahon, something like that. Ano pa? Ayun. Okay? Like, dito kasi sa symbolic function, basta tandaan natin, nandito yung ability ng mga bata to represent objects and events. Okay, so those are just some of the example. Next natin class is, uh, I'm sorry, nailipat ko ulit. That before centration, meron tayong tinatawag na egocentrism. Pag sinabi nating egocentrism, this is the tendency of the child to only see his point of view and to assume that everyone has also his same point of view. Okay? Like for instance, the child cannot take the perspective of the others. And nakikita natin ito sa 5-year-old na bata who buys a toy truck for his mother's birthday. Like for instance, ang kaisipan niya kapag birthday, ang kailangan ma-receive is toy truck where in fact, for instance, iba naman ang dapat ma-receive ni mother. O kaya nakikita natin siya sa 3-year-old naman na hindi nila maunawaan why yung mga cousins nila kinukol yung daddy niya as uncle and not daddy. Like for instance, di ba, nagugulat kayo yung 3-year-old na pamangkin ninyo, since ang tawag niyo is tito sa daddy niya, minsan ginagaya kayo na tito or uncle din yung tawag niya. And that is egocentrism. Okay? Hindi nila kayang i-take yung perspective ng others. Okay? Next class is centration. So centration refers to the tendency of the child to only focus on one aspect of a thing or event and then ini-exclude nila yung other aspect. For example, kapag ang isang bata is presented with 2 identical glasses with the same amount of water, the child will say that, katulad ng nakikita natin sa screen, meron silang equal amount of water. Okay? But, if we're going to parang transfer yung isang laman, like for instance, parehas silang 50 ml sa parehas na bottle or na glass, and then yung isa ay ita-transfer natin sa sa taller na glass and narrower na glass. Of course, di ba, kapag transfer natin siya sa taller and narrower na glass, mas tataas yung height niya, yung volume. No, yung sa unang tingin, mas tataas yung height ng water at maiintindihan o maunawaan ng bata or makikita, mapaperceive ng bata na mas marami yung isinalin doon sa taller and narrower glass. Okay? And that is, what do we call centration. Okay? Kasi hindi kayang i-perceive ng bata that the new glass is just narrower kasi naka-center lang siya doon sa height of the glass and he excluded the width, okay, in determining the amount of water in the glass. And that is centration. Okay? Next is irreversibility. When we say irreversibility, yung mga pre-operational children na yan, they still have the inability to reverse their thinking. Like for instance, they can understand that 2 plus 3 equals 5, but they cannot understand that 5 minus 3 is 2, something like that. That is irreversibility. Okay, next is animism. When we say animism, class, this is the tendency of the children to attribute human-like traits or characteristics to inanimate objects. For example, di ba kapag gabi, yung mga 2 to 7 years old nating mga kapatid or pamangkin, okay, when they ask, where is the son? Minsan magre-reply sila, oh, mommy, Mr. Sun is sleeping. Something like that. Okay? Nag-attribute sila ng mga human-like characteristics to inanimate yung mga objects. And that is animism. Okay? Next, and the last one under the pre-operational stage is yung transductive reasoning. Okay, so as you can see, may reasoning na rin yung mga bata under the pre-operational stage, but still transductive lang. When we say transductive, it refers to the pre-operational child's type of reasoning that is neither inductive or deductive. Okay, pag sinabi kasi natin inductive, ito yung from specific to general. Pag deductive naman, from general to specific yung reasoning. So in here, since transductive reasoning ito, reasoning appears to be particular to particular, like if A causes A, then B causes A. For example, halimbawa, in my experience, no, sa 5-year-old kong anak, umuwi ako everyday around mga 8:30 in the evening. And kapag tinanong mo yung anak ko, si Sil, why is it already night? Ang sasagot niya, because mommy is already home. Okay? The other way around, pag tinanong mo naman siya na why is mommy already home, ang isasagot niya, because it's already night. So, ganun lang yung kanilang reasoning. And that is transductive reasoning. Okay? So, that's all for the stage 2 or the pre-operational stage of cognitive development ni Jean Piaget. Okay? Now, let's move on to the concrete operational stage. Okay? And this covers approximately the ages between 8 to 11 years old or yung tinatawag nating elementary school years. Okay? So this is characterized, class, by the ability of the child to think logically. Okay? So 8 to 11 years old under the concrete operational stage, kaya nang mag-think logically ng mga bata. But, however, no, only in terms of concrete objects. Again ha, they can think logically but only in terms of concrete objects. When we say concrete objects, ito yung mga objects or mga instructional materials na namamanipulate ng mga bata during the teaching and learning process. Okay? And the concrete operational stage is marked by the following ideas and concepts. Okay? The number one is decentering. Pag sinabi natin decentering, this refers to the ability of the child to perceive the different features of objects and situation. Like, kanina kasi sa pre-operational, sa centration, ang focus lang ng bata ay limited to one aspect or dimension. In here, okay, sa decentering, this allows the child to be more logical when dealing with concrete objects and situation. Okay, kanina, sa centration, under the pre-operational stage, isang attribute lang ang nagmamatter. Okay, sa thinking ng bata. Dito, may ability na to distinguish many attributes. Like for instance, kapag de-describe ng batang nasa pre-operational stage ang batang maganda, minsan ang description lang nila is maputi, 2 to 7 years old. Maganda, maputi. Isang attribute lang ang nakikita ng mga bata. Okay? Kapag naman ang bata ay nasa concrete operational stage na, 8 to 11 years old, okay, lumalawak na yung kaya niyang i-perceive, okay, na attribution. Like for instance, pag maganda, pinadefine mo sa kanya, maganda kasi po ma'am, masipag, maganda ugali, mabango, mahaba ang buhok, and the like. Okay? So, ayun ang pinagkaiba nila. Okay? Centration, saka decentering. Yung centration, kanina sa pre-operational, isang attribute lang. Sa decentering naman, okay, hindi na nakafocus yung bata sa isa or limited attribute or aspect or dimension. Kasi ito na nangyayari na they become more logical when dealing with concrete objects and situation. Okay? Another thing, class, is reversibility. Okay? Kanina sa pre-operational stage, irreversibility. Ngayon, sa stage 3, which is yung concrete operational stage, meron na ng concept ng reversibility yung mga bata. So, during this stage, okay, the child can now follow that certain operation can be done in reverse. For example, they can already comprehend the commutative property of addition and that subtraction is the reverse of addition. Okay? They can also now understand that, for instance, a ball of clay shaped into the dinosaur can again be rolled back into a ball of clay and then rolled back again to the shape of a dinosaur. And that is reversibility. Next class is conservation. When we say conservation, this is the ability to know that certain properties of objects like number, mass, volume, or area, they do not change even if there is a change in appearance. Okay? So, para siyang ganito. Okay? Para siyang ganyan. Like, for instance, di ba, when it comes to the volume, may two equal glasses of liquid, kahit i-pour natin yung isa sa taller or narrower glass, same pa rin yung amount of volume nila. Okay? When it comes naman sa number, there are two equal lines of checkers. Kapag in-increase natin yung spacing of checkers in one line, still, same pa rin yung bilang nila. When it comes naman doon sa two equal balls of clay, even we squeeze one into a long, no, and then thin shape, okay, same pa rin yung tong two equal balls of clay na ito. And then for the length, if there are two sticks of equal length, kahit i-move natin yung one stick forward, still same pa rin yung length ng stick na yan. Okay? And then the last one, okay, under the concrete operational stage is the seriation class. Okay? So seriation refers to the ability to order or arrange things in a series based on the dimensions such as weight, volume, or size. So in this age or in this stage, 8 to 11 years old, kaya na nilang mag-arrange, mag-categorize, okay, ng mga bagay in a series based sa weight, volume, or size. At nakikita natin ito sa mga elementary learners natin na kaya nilang i-arrange yung kanilang mga sarili alphabetically. Diba? Like for instance, pinapila sila ni teacher and then sinabi ni teacher, okay class, makipila kayo in alphabetical order using your surname, tapos kaya na nilang isunod-sunod yung kanilang mga surname. And that is seriation. Okay? So that's stage 3, which is concrete operational stage. And then the last stage is the formal operational stage. Okay, this is the final stage of formal operations that covers between ages 12 to 15 years old. And in this stage, all right, thinking becomes more logical even without the presence of a concrete objects. Sa concrete operational stage kasi, logical nang mag-isip ng mga bata, but kailangan may presence pa rin ng concrete objects. But in here, okay, kaya na nilang mag-isip logically without concrete objects. And in here also, they can now solve abstract problems and they can already hypothesize. Okay? So this stage clash, which is yung formal operational stage, it is characterized by the three kinds of reasoning: the hypothetical reasoning, the analogical reasoning, and the deductive reasoning. Okay, what is hypothetical reasoning? Hypothetical reasoning is the ability to come up with a different hypothesis about a problem in order to gather data and weigh data in order to make a final decision or judgment. And this can be done again, of course, with the absence of concrete objects. Pag sinabi natin hypothetical reasoning, ito yung mga secondary learners natin na kaya na nilang mag-deal with the what-if questions. Okay? Kaya na nilang mag-deal with the scientific questions, scientific methods of asking questions, something like that. And that is hypothetical reasoning. Another reasoning na present sa formal operation stage, is the analogical reasoning. Okay? So analogical reasoning class is the ability to perceive the relationship in one instance and then use that relationship to narrow down possible answers in another similar situation or problem. So in here, yung mga secondary learners natin, okay, they can make, from the word itself, analogical reasoning, they can make analogy. Like for instance, if United Kingdom is to Europe, then Philippines is to Asia. Okay, kasi di ba si United Kingdom, nakikita natin siya sa continent ng Europe and then yung Philippines sa Asia. And that is analogical reasoning. And then the last one class is the deductive reasoning. Okay, deductive reasoning is the ability to think logically by applying a general rule to a particular instance of situation. Okay, kung babalikan natin, sabi natin, during the pre-operational stage, meron na ring reasoning yung bata. Okay, pero transductive pa lang. From particular to particular. Like, if A causes A, then B causes A. Something like that. Very mababaw pa lang yung kanilang reasoning. But in here, Sa formal operational stage, 12 to 15 years old, okay, meron ng ability yung mga bata to think logically by applying a general rule to a particular instance of situation. For example, lahat ng countries na malapit sa North Pole have cold temperatures. And then si Greenland, yung country na yon, si Greenland, malapit siya sa North Pole. Therefore, Greenland has a cold temperature. Kaya na nilang mag-reasoning ng ganong level of reasoning. Okay? So, that would be the 4 stages of cognitive development na pinut forward ni Jean Piaget. Again, the first one is sensory motor stage. The second one is the pre-operational stage. The third one is the complete operational stage. And then the last one is the formal stage. And based on sa findings and comprehensive theory ni Piaget, we can derive the following principle. As you can see in your illustration, in your PowerPoint, rather, number one, children will provide different explanation of reality at different stages of cognitive development. For instance, kapag ang edad ng bata is from birth to infancy, nasa sensory motor stage sila. So as teachers, we should provide rich and stimulating environment for our learners' senses and muscle movement. Okay? Pag naman ang estudyante natin ay nasa 2 to 7 years old, pre-operational stage, ang intelligence nila is intuitive in nature. Okay? Like, they can make mental representation and they are very close now to the use of symbol. Right? Pag naman ang mga estudyante natin ng 8 to 11 years old, nasa complete operational stage na sila, okay, and they, at this stage, they have the ability to think logically na, but in terms of concrete objects lamang. Okay? And then the last stage is yung formal stage, okay? Yung ating formal operational stage. And during this time, class, no, they can now solve abstract problems and they can now hypothesize. Okay? Number 2, class, is cognitive development is facilitated by providing activities or situation that engage learners and require adaptation. Okay? Sabi natin kanina, nung tinatalakay natin yung basic cognitive concepts, kailangan ma-achieve natin yung equilibration or yung proper balance between assimilation and accommodation. Okay? Baka nakakalimutan natin, class, no, kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng assimilation. Assimilation, balikan natin. Simulation is the process of fitting a new experience into an existing previously created schema. Ito yung naka-create ka na ng schema and then nakakita yung bata, for instance, ng kapareho ng mga definition or description ng nasa schema na yon. But this time, okay, i-add niya yon doon sa kanyang schema of a dog. Like for example, this is another different looking dog. This is just a Askal, a Pug, Shepherd, something like that. Yung mga breed, something like that. Pag naman sinabi nating accommodation, ito yung process of creating a new schema. Like for instance, yes, kamukha siya ng dog, but hindi siya nagbabarks, no? Hindi, yung sounds niya, hindi dog. So, mag-create ka ulit, okay, ng another schema, and that is the schema of another experience or another thing. Okay, basta tandaan natin, class, no? Laging pinuput forward ni Jean Piaget, equilibration is the key in achieving the proper balance between assimilation and accommodation. Right? Next, number 3 is learning materials and activities should involve the appropriate level of motor and mental operation for a child of a given age. Let's avoid asking students to perform tasks that are beyond their current cognitive abilities. Basta tandaan natin, plus ha, kapag sensory motor stage 1, okay, kailangan ang ma-provide nating environment sa mga bata ay rich and stimulating for our learners' senses and muscle movement. Pag pre-operation, 2 to 7 years old, kaya na nilang mag-mental representation and very close na sila to the use of symbol. Kapag concrete operation naman, they can now think logically but again, only in terms of concrete objects. At kapag formal naman, they can now solve abstract problems and they can now hypothesize. Okay? And for the last one, alright, sabi dyan, use teaching methods that actively involve students and present challenges. So I hope and I believe na nakatulong sa atin yung discussion natin ng different stages ng cognitive development ni Jean Piaget para mas maunawaan natin sa yung mga students natin kung anong level na, okay, ng kanilang cognitive development yung mahawakan, I mean kung ano, nasa anong level ng cognitive development yung mga batang mahahawakan natin in the future. Okay? So to summarize our discussion on the cognitive development by Jean Piaget. So again, we have 4 stages of cognitive development: the sensory motor from birth to 2 years old, the pre-operational from 2 to 7 years old, the concrete operational from 7 to 12 years old, and the formal operational from 12 to 12 onwards. I believe 12 to 15 and or 12 to 12 years old onwards. Okay, pag sensory motor, more on the senses and muscle movement. Kapag pre-operational, they can make mental representation and they are very close to the use of symbol. Kapag operational, they can already think logically, but only in terms of concrete object with the presence of concrete objects. And then kapag formal operational class, they can now solve abstract problem and they can now hypothesize. Okay? So thank you so much for attending this class and I hope you all learn from this video lesson, from this discussion about the stages of cognitive development by Jean Piaget. Thank you.